Philadelphia's lucky star keeps shining down on the Birds, as the news out of San Francisco this morning keeps getting worse and worse. Although the expected positive update on Lane Johnson, we didn't get that today. Nakobe Dean, however, is a different story. Plus, two quiet bonuses nobody's talking about that further tip the scales in the Eagles' favor, and one thing Kevin Patullo must not do at all costs on Sunday. I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show. Philadelphia somehow keeps getting better and better and better news this week as the already suspect 49er defense just officially got a whole lot worse, leaving all of us wondering if a three-headed rushing attack could be the secret to an easy Eagles victory on Sunday afternoon. Still, though, it's not all positive news today in Philadelphia land, as the new injury leak revealed the two guarantees versus the 49ers might not be so guaranteed after all. First, though, it's your second chance to go and enter the Wave 1 Sports Birds Apparel Hoodie giveaway, this bad boy right here, which I'm going to give away on Saturday's show to one person who is subscribed, drops a like on today's video or yesterday's video, and once you comment down below your confidence level in the Birds on a scale from 1 to 10, that's how you enter, so comment down below. Plus, I was told a ton of you guys yesterday grab this hoodie on your own with my promo code, you see right here, BirdsMott, which is still good till the end of the week, so if you want 10% off, now's your chance. I'll link it all down below. Now, should I start with the good Eagle news today, or should we go with the bad? Let's go with the good first because I do think it's a bigger story than the bad, but the bad we'll get to later. As we found out just yesterday that the San Francisco 49ers suffered yet another loss on defense, with the backup for the already injured All-Pro Fred Warner, Tatum Bethune, suffering a groin injury, and the 49ers lost the Seahawks this past Saturday, and now is officially out for the rest of the postseason. And while Bethune is not Fred Warner, he's not even close, he has been a very solid backup and has filled in, let's just say, admirably, and so either way, this is still a big loss for San Francisco. Plus, two more 49er deep depth chart backup linebackers in D. Winters and Luke Gifford both have injuries this week and will be evaluated, according to their head coach, later in the week. This unit is unbelievably thin heading into the postseason, what used to be maybe the best part of the San Francisco 49ers. And this obviously now creates a twofold problem for Kyle Shanahan. The obvious is that a already very suspect run defense is about to get a whole lot worse. It's kind of wild to say because the last week they gave up, $180 on the ground to Seattle and allowed over 100-yard rushing in 4 of their last 5 games. 2 of those were against the lowly Titans and Cleveland Browns. Which obviously leads to the second major problem, and that Bethune's replacement at linebacker is likely to be none other than former Viking and Cowboy linebacker Eric Kendricks. And this is not the former Pro Bowl, potentially all-pro caliber linebacker in Eric Kendricks during his time with the Vikings. This is Eric Kendricks, who, as of 4 weeks ago, was a free agent in the National Football League. He did not even have a team. Now, Kendricks did have 138 tackles a season ago, but this whole situation obviously presents a clear message that we must all hope Nick, and more importantly, Kevin Patullo, absolutely receive. Run the football early, run the football often, and as much as possible, because the Snyder defense is begging to get rolled by Saquon and company. By the way, the and company part of that statement better be Jalen Hurts' legs. Obviously, Saquon Barkley is mentioned. And please, for the love of everything good, run Tank Bigsby. Kevin Patullo had Tanner McKee throw the football 40 times on Sunday this past week versus the Commanders, which, as I said yesterday, included 0 runs. This is such a dumb stat. 0 runs in the fourth quarter. Unless the Birds are somehow magically down 24, let's say, early on in this game in the blink of an eye, the one simple thing Kevin Patullo must do versus the 49ers is establish the run early, keep the foot on the gas, and don't stop running the football, and also include Tank Bigsby. Also, I want to give a massive shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Turo. Now, of course, Philadelphia's first playoff game, as we all know, is this coming Sunday, and a bunch of you guys are going to fly in from out of town to catch the action. If you're doing that, you got to check out Turo. Turo is the world's largest car sharing marketplace, so instead of dealing with those massive corporate rental companies, you can choose from an extraordinary selection of over 1,600 makes and models shared by a trusted community of local hosts. And their selection is literally insane because you'll find everything from budget-friendly commuters to high-end luxury SUVs and even EVs. And actually, booking a car on Turo is super easy. I mean, literally, you just type in Philadelphia International Airport or wherever you're staying in the search bar, and then one of the best parts is you get to choose the exact car you'll be driving. Not just some random car class like traditional rental car companies. And their filters let you find the perfect ride that meets your needs. Whether you're a new dad like me and let's say need a child car seat for the family or an SUV with plenty of room for your tailgating gear. If you're flying into Philadelphia for the game this weekend, you can skip the rental car counter and all of those ridiculously long lines. Turo's available in over 140 airports across the United States and Canada. And when you get off the plane, you'll have clear instructions on where the car is parked right in the Turo app. And of course, it depends on what airport you're flying into, but you'll pick up your car in a designated parking garage, curbside, a parking lot. It's all there in the Turo app. So you're going to be in Philadelphia this weekend, or I guess traveling literally anywhere, anytime soon. Put them in my description box. Check out Turo. Go ahead and book your ride today. Trust me, I think you're going to love them. But wait, that's not all the 49er injury news. Just the 49er injury news on defense, because offensively, they have problems of their own. Head coach Kyle Shanahan also announced yesterday that wide receiver Ricky Pearsall re-aggravated his PCL injury in Week 18 and will be questionable all week, with a lot of Niner fans thinking he is not going to go ahead and play. And that means the receiving core tasked to get open against Quinton Mitchell and Cooper DeJean is Juwan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne, Sky Moore, and Demarcus Robinson. We all have to admit, it's crazy this keeps happening to the Philadelphia Eagles, because a couple of weeks ago, Geno Smith was out, Kenny Pickett was in for the Raiders, Marcus Mariota gets hurt versus Philadelphia and then out this previous week, and obviously the Buffalo Bills had 2 starters missing on defense, defensive tackle, obviously a safety as well. It keeps happening. Teams that play Philadelphia have not been 100% in over a calendar month. Plus, little side note here that nobody's talking about, this is the first time all season Philadelphia will actually play back-to-back home games at Linc Financial Field. Think about that, is pretty nuts. And this is crazy. The head referee on Sunday is Alan Eck, who's called 9 Eagle games in his career, which Philadelphia has won 8 of them. He's a native of New Jersey. Interesting. While San Francisco is just 3-6 when Allen is leading the Zebras. And so I feel pretty good. I think you guys should feel pretty good as well. I'm confident going into Sunday, but I also, know Kevin Patullo is the offensive coordinator, Nick Sirianni. Who knows? If they can't move the football against this Niner defense with all of these injuries, they had no business being in the postseason from the get-go. I do think they're going to go ahead and be just fine. However, I mentioned bad news earlier on in the show, and so let's get right to that. The bad news comes from Lane Johnson and Nakobe Dean. Suddenly, it's not looking so good. Jeff McLane tweeted early Tuesday morning, quote, "Right tackle Lane Johnson is expected to practice on Wednesday for the first time since he suffered a Lisfranc foot injury versus the Lions on November 16th, per NFL sources. Johnson has made progress in his recovery, but, bad word there, still has to test his right foot before the team makes a decision on his availability for Sunday's wildcard game versus San Francisco 49ers. Now, technically, it's not a Lane is out sort of situation, not even close, but I've covered literally every time a prominent Eagles or NFL reporter has said, the past 3 weeks, Lane's coming back this week, as early as the Raiders game, and only has he stayed out. But now the latest update is he has yet to test the foot, and the team is unsure if he plays on Sunday. Lane Johnson is a warrior. I think he's going to play. Think back to the postseason. He needed ab surgery and played through it all the way through the postseason and had it during the offseason. I think he's going to be good to go. But it is a little bit suspect that, we're Tuesday now? He's going to practice tomorrow, and we're unsure if he's going to go ahead and play on Sunday. Tomorrow's practice is going to be key. He's got to be out there. If he's severely limited or not even out there at all, we then hold our breath for Thursday's practice. If he misses that one, he's probably out on Sunday. So stay tuned. We'll cover it, but it's not necessarily the glowing Lane Johnson is back tweet I was hoping for here on Tuesday morning.
I mean, Lane's the best right tackle in the game, so if we get him back, it's tremendous. He'll add so much to everything, just even his leadership, his play style, ability, run pass, doesn't matter. It'll be a tremendous lift for the whole entire offense, and I think you'll feel the energy if he's out there.
And the same, I think, can be said about Nakobe Dean. Maybe pencil him in here as well, because when asked about both Lane and Dean this morning on WIP, head coach Nick Sirianni said that both are, quote, battling their tails off to get back on the field for Sunday's playoff game. As again, I'm expecting Dean to play. Technically, he's been out the past couple of weeks. He said he was going to be back. But we got to see him on the field tomorrow or at least Thursday for him to have a realistic chance of being out there instead of Jahad Campbell. Thankfully, though, we have a guy named Vic Fangio who, at every single press conference, every single week this season, just says it as it is. He gives us an honest answer on what's going on, and he told the media today he's expecting Nakobe Dean to go ahead and be out there. Thumbs up for that.
How big a game is this for the linebackers, and then also you're expecting Nakobe to play?
Yeah, it's a big game for everybody. I mean, you play an offense this good and this diverse, all 11 got to be cooking. And I do expect Nakobe to play.
I do think, however, all quote-unquote bad news aside, whether that turns out to be bad or just precautionary, who knows, this is the main difference between these two teams, not only entering this postseason, but I think compared to the last 2 times they played. Remember 2022? That was the battle of 2 juggernauts that obviously was hindered thanks to Hassan Reddick's hit on Brock Purdy, but overlooked was the fact that the vaunted Niner defense that had all of those star players, and it just held the Cowboys to 12 points the week prior in the divisional round, gave up 31 at the Linc to Jalen Hurts and company. Then, of course, 2023, San Francisco enacted their revenge on what, in hindsight, was a fraudulent Eagles team at the time. This was a shocking, absolute demolishing of Philadelphia, but defensively, they had no answer for Debo, Ayuk, or CMC. But now, this Niner team, as we mentioned, they're without any of those stars on defense, and really nobody backfilling at key positions, and really one lone main weapon on offense in Christian McCaffrey. There's no Debo Samuel, there's no Brandon Ayuk. It stops CMC, and you're going to go ahead and win the game. As in the 49ers' 5 losses this season, Chris McCaffrey has had 49 rushing yards, 54 rushing yards, 25 rushing yards, 30 rushing yards, and last week for Seattle, 23 rushing yards, a big factor in why they only scored 3 points. And in comparison, why we're all positive about Philadelphia today, despite the Lane and Nakobe, I don't know if it's injury news, but update there, that the Eagle weapons, they're all healthy, they're fresh, and coming off a disappointing season, and yet still productive, 2,000-yard receivers, 1,000 yards back, they should be okay. And even if those 2 injuries to Lane and Nakobe end up being the worst case scenario and both miss Sunday afternoon, they have legit backups, unlike the 49ers, at those same positions. Brett Johnson, he's played right tackle basically the entire season. He is really, really good in terms of a backup. And of course, Jahad Campbell, he's been on the field the past couple of weeks with Nakobe Dean being out. He's played very well. Ton of confidence in the rookie as well. On paper, based on the news we got the past 24 hours, this shouldn't be close. Philadelphia should win this football game by double digits. The problem is, we have Kevin Patullo, and it's funny to watch people on Twitter because Niner fans are like, we're super banged up, we're going to lose. And then Eagle fans are like, we have Kevin Patullo, the offense can't move the football, we're going to lose. Kevin, just give us a good game on Sunday. Don't give us 40 passes from Jalen Hurts. Don't give us 0 Tank Bigsby runs. Just do what you're supposed to do what's worked. Previously, the past couple of games, run Jalen Hurts a little bit more, show us some creativity, throw across the middle of the field. It doesn't sound like too much to ask, but it probably is. Either way, I am feeling confident. People ask me each day, how you feeling today? Tuesday, 5 days out, I think Philadelphia wins and they win by more than 10. And I'll leave you with Jordan Mailata on WIP last night because people are still upset about the whole 3 seed versus the 2 seed. Either way, as Mailata told Shore Parks and the rest of the guys there at WIP, their first-round opponent had to come to the Linc, and that's been a death wish for any opponent visiting Philadelphia, especially in the playoffs, during the next Sirianni era.
Can I be honest? It don't matter who we play, man. I mean, they got to come here in Philly. They got to come to Philly. Regardless who it was going to be, they got to come to Philly. And that's hard in January. Mm-hmm. So, for me, it's probably why I didn't care as much during the game. 1, to pay respect to the guys who were playing, who's starting. You know, if I had to go in, I'd go in. But 2, I don't care who we play. I'm taking us every day of the week, so...
Now, of course, plenty more stuff happening the next couple of days and weeks. Make sure to pick up your Birds Apparel hoodie, link down below. Each one that you guys buy actually helps out the channel as well, and so I appreciate all you guys picking those up. And obviously, a lot of you guys are loving them. I get all the comments down below. It's like, oh my gosh, this is the best hoodie I've ever worn. I think they're super comfortable, and come on, they're Nike, hand-stitched, fantastic. Discount code down below. I will link it there. And of course, subscribe because I think the news is going to change the next couple of days, right? Right now, panicking for San Francisco. Do they magically get Ricky Pearsall back? We'll cover it. If so, what happens with Lane Johnson? That's the big next question. Does Lane Johnson practice tomorrow? Does he practice Thursday? Is he going to be good to go? We're going to go ahead and find out. Either way, we'll cover it here. I'm Thomas Mott, feeling pretty good. Hopefully it stays that way the next couple of days. This has been Thomas Mott Show.